What's going on, everybody? Philip here from the Figure Bros, bringing you guys a special review. Today we're taking a look at an old but good figure. Today we're taking a look at the SH Figuarts Premium Bandai Raditz and Son Gohan, the kid version. And this is where my love for Dragon Ball Z pretty much all started, with the Saiyan saga. And I have been dying to get my hands on this figure. I wanted it in my collection, but I wasn't willing to spend a whole lot of money. Well, lucky for me, I was able to find one for a reasonable price. So I picked it up, and now we're going to review it here on this channel and pretty much ask ourselves one basic question. How does this figure still hold up today in 2025? I believe this figure came out in 2021, 2022, somewhere around there. It may even be earlier. I'm not 100% sure. I'll go ahead and leave it up on the screen where exactly this figure, or when this figure was made, excuse me. But this was a Premium Bandai exclusive. I'm also going to be talking about the MSRP, what this figure originally was versus what I actually paid for towards the end of the review when I give this a final score, because that will factor how I view this figure. Again, what it was back then versus what I had to pay for today, and what I at least found to be reasonable. And you guys can, of course, comment down below if you think I, overspent, or at least I got a good deal. You guys can comment down below. I'll talk about a little bit more about that at the end of this review. And please do me the big favor right now. Hit that like button. If you're new, consider hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget to also hit that notification bell so you guys never miss when Jared or I drop a video. With that being said, like all reviews, let's go ahead and get them out of the box and take a look at articulation first. All right, now that we got Raditz out of the box, let's go ahead and, like we always do, take a look at articulation. So you can take a look. He actually raised the camera up because he's got a lot of hair here, obviously, being Raditz. So he can look down about that much, and his hair is kind of like in two pieces. You can see there is a ball peg. Oh, his scouter fell off. Actually, let's put that to the side. Okay, so you can see right inside here. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. I'll move my hand out of the way. There's a ball peg inside his hair, so you can get a little more motion out of his hair. So I really do like that. As far as his head, he can look down about that much. He can look up barely. Again, you're not going to look at it just because of the amount of hair he has. I do like this older body style too, by the way, because I really like all of these pieces. The Saiyan armor, I like how they always have like these little hinges so they can move it, and it works really well with articulation. So you guys can see right there. Go ahead and lower the camera a little bit so you guys can get better view here. Works really well. Double jointed elbows, of course, bicep cut, all the stuff that we love to see and we come to love from SH Figuarts. It does have a butterfly joint, and you guys can see it does come out a little bit. Works really well. It can almost get a full range of motion, which is really good because then you can put his hands together like this. So butterfly joints work really well. And of course, you got to pop it back in to make sure all the pieces stay in place. So there you go. Works pretty well. Ab, it can crunch. Oh, there goes his leg. That wasn't supposed to happen. Come on, Raditz. There you go. Ab crunch. Let's see if we can get an ab crunch. I don't think we're going to get much of an ab crunch. You guys can see there's a lot of moving parts, particularly because of his hair. So it's very difficult to kind of like maneuver. You can look back, none at all because of his hair. Trying to move it back at all, so you can't really do much because of that hair. Legs, let's see if he gets the full splits. I know that one leg seemed to pop out a little. It does seem to be a little loose, so that might be a little bit of a problem. So it can only do about splits about that much. Let's see if we can get it a little bit more out. Nope. If I do that, it pretty much just pops right off. So this leg right here is a little loose, which is unfortunate because I'm not going to be able to do as much of the splits as I want to do. Let's see. I kind of got it back in place a little bit better. So there you go. But the split's about to do that much. It can kick out about that much. They do have double jointed knees, even for, a 2023 figure, by the way. That's when this was released. Man, that leg is really loose. That's going to be a little bit of a problem. I may have to use some like little piece of sticky tack in there to kind of keep it from popping out. And of course, we do get toe hinge and ankle rockers, which are pretty good. So that's it for the articulation segment. Let's talk about the details, the aesthetics of this figure. I have one thing that's absolutely positive about this figure, and it's an old figure, and it blows my mind that this is even a thing in 2023, but in 2024 and 25 we have one major problem. How is this Raditz able to stand with longer Super Saiyan-esque 3 hair? Like, he easily stands still. You want to know why? Because he's a much thicker build. I mean, just look at Raditz just in general too. I'll even bring it all the way down so you guys can get him a full body pick. Like, from head all the way down to look at his his calves, his thighs, a much bigger, thicker figure, and he looks fantastic. For 2023, this is a really good figure. I feel like back then, SH Figuarts really cared. Like, they definitely needed some retooling as far as the articulation goes. You guys can clearly see some of the issues that we had back in some of these older figures. Definitely, like, double jointed knees need to be a little bit retooling. To do the splits are pretty cool, need to be a little bit better. The ab crunch for this figure, not the best. But again, do I really need Raditz to do all that stuff? The answer is just no. I mean, he just looks fantastic. So, hats off to them. I can't believe they were able to do this. Just for a quick reference, this is Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Look how just, like, skinnier he is. And what's the biggest problem with Goku? He can't stand. I can get Raditz to stand. Raditz has freaking longer hair than Goku. Look at this. Come on. And I can't get Goku to stand, but I can make Raditz stand pretty freaking easily. The details on this figure, really good. Just very similar to the Nappa. I really just love these Saiyan builds on these figures. I love it a lot. Really good. The paint quality is all there. The Saiyan armor is all there. The back of his hair. I mean, the hair is perfect too. Look at that. All the way down to about the inside of his knees. Just really good all the way around. There's a couple of things that I do like too. You could take out like some of these pieces for the armor. You can detach this tail a little bit and get some get his tail out, because he actually does come with an extra accessory for the tail. So of course he has it wrapped around his waist here, so it looks pretty good there. As far as just the articulation goes, articulation is not the greatest for this figure because of his hair. But as far as like look and design, the aesthetics of this figure, it's like spot on. Also too, we get some really good accessories. So here's faceplate number 1. Mouth open, looking pretty good there. Faceplate number 2, really good there for Raditz. Faceplate number 3, also fantastic. And then of course, we get a pair of these open palm hands, which you can easily display. He's doing some of his blast effects and stuff like that. We also get a set of the gripping ones, a little more closed, the knuckles curved. So pretty good there, right? We also get his arms crossed, which is pretty standard for a lot of SH figures. I feel like they all pretty much come with this at this point. I told you we also get an extra shield piece for his back, which is really nice. And then I told you earlier too, we do get an additional tail. We also get a piece for his scouter. Look how tiny that scouter is, which fit on his head pretty nicely. And then of course, we get another figure for this. This came with a 2-pair figure. There's no articulation for Son Gohan, which would have been really nice. He's kind of just, you know, stuck in that pose. Pretty iconic, right, when he's bursting out of the Saiyan pod and he hits Raditz here. And then of course, we also have a faceplate for Kid Gohan. So the only thing is I do wish, the only articulation he has right here is right here in the head and here for the tail. I do wish he was an articulated like minifig. That would have been really nice, that of this static pose right here. But that's okay. Again, I'm not gonna hate on that for this. If you bought the Kid Gohan and the Goku 2-pack, you will get a little more of a movable figure that you can also display differently with Raditz, which is also pretty nice. So if you got those, those pair of figures, you got yourself a movable Gohan at some point in your collection. MSRP for this, $85 back in 2023. Man, oh man, 2023 prices, where have you gone? I would kill to get all of this today in 2025 for 85 bucks. Today, this figure, if Bandai would ever re-release this figure, this would be $120, $125 easily. I ended up paying $115 for this. Now, you guys can comment down below if you guys think this was a good price. I think for today, in today's market, this is as good as it's going to get, because we don't know if Bandai ever is going to re-release all this. They really should. And that's a video that Jared and I would want to make in the future. They really should re-release all of these older figures. The Ginyus, Zarbon, the Doria, all of this. All of these figures need to be re-released for the same original MSRP price. They would be doing such a huge service to the fans and the collectors out there, because it's just crazy what you're paying for. I believe this figure will go for anywhere between $150, $130, somewhere around that neighborhood. Again, I paid $115, which I thought was a really good deal at the time. You guys can comment down below if you think that was a good deal or not. 85 bucks is what the original MSRP was. I paid $115. Sound off in the comment section. Final score for this Raditz, other than the articulation, which isn't the greatest, I'm going to give him, though, a solid 8.7 out of 10. I think it's a really, really good figure. for today's market. And this is definitely one that I'm ecstatic to have in my collection. I have Nappa, I have Raditz. The last one to get from the Saiyan Saga would be the original Scouter Vegeta, which I am going to get here in hopefully the near future. It seems like I have a deal on the table, so hopefully it comes through for me. But yeah, I'm definitely happy with this. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what you guys think about the original MSRP versus what I paid for today. And do you think that Bandai should be re-releasing all of these figures at some point in the future? Let me know down below in the comments section. Hope you guys have enjoyed this review. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you guys next time.